Voy a intentar ganar dinero para, para reparar mi armadura. Mis armaduras, las que no puedo arreglar yo por mi cuenta. O sea, tengo hasta bien. Y el sastre, que cuando tengo de 189. De la cara seguro. ¿Qué coño? Ah, mira, mira. A este le quiero pegar yo. Ah, no es el que le he robado. Pero, ¿qué quieto tú? Sí, es el que le he robado.
Good luck then. Take this.
I'm truly grateful. I'd be lost without your kindness.
Es el que le he pegado.
God save you, Henry. Have pity on me, a poor wretch. Sigismund and his murderers took everything I had.
Cállate. A ver. Hola, señorita. El sastre.
God grant you health. How may I help you?
Parar. Joder, no tengo dinero. Nada,
See you
déjalo.
later.
Me cago en todo lo que se menea.
Apples, cucumbers, onions, come get 'em.
Flour, egg, salt, yeast. Let it bake a bit, and you'll be able to feed the whole family with.
A ver, el armero este.
Jesus Christ be praised.
Ese.
May the Lord watch over you.
804. Te joda.
Vegetables, fresh vegetables. Look, smell. Aren't they
Tío.
lovely?
Bread, fresh bread, bread.
Este aquí. Ese. Nivel. Tengo que ir para arriba. Oh, espérate. Tío. Espérate. Así. Como no estoy ahí. Ok.
Carrots and apples, pick today. Put a smile on your face.
With salt, caraway seeds, garlic, and more. You'll find it nowhere
Espera,
else.
espera. Voy a ver si puedo robar aquí. Ya sea. Mierda. Aquí robé todo. Joder. Ah, este no lo robé. A ver, joder. Bueno, algo es algo. Necesito dinero. Necesito dinero. Es para salir. Aquí no hay nadie, así que... ¿Qué coño? Otro nuevo.
God's blessings. What can I do for you? God be with you.
Cool. What the fuck? Bueno, a dos más que tengo que matar. Bueno, hasta luego.
With salt, caraway seeds, garlic, and more. You'll find it
Greetings.
nowhere else.
Likewise.
Desastre que hace aquí. Está dentro de lo normal. ¿Qué pasa?
Mother of God!
Ah, un guardia.
What was that?
Duerme bien.
I must be going mad.
Necesito el dinero, así que a joderse. Que estará arriba. Viene aquí. Ahí está. Sí, todavía FIFA.
God be with you, lad. What can I do for you?
Are you Chief Engineer Fafar?
Yes, I am. What can I do for you?
Sir Radzig sent me to be of service to you.
Ah, I'm glad to hear it. It's high time we started putting things to rights. There's been quite enough dithering.
How can I help with these, evil forebodings of yours?
Sir Radzig may make light of it, but a large quantity of silver has been discovered hereabouts, and no one is guarding the Skullets mines, the most likely source.
You really think someone could be stealing the silver from the mines? I would have thought that would be quite a job, wouldn't it?
It certainly would. Which is why I'd like you to go and check out not only the mine gallery, but also the yard with the smelter and the waterworks. See what kind of state it's all in, and if anything looks suspicious.
Is that the yard next to the Skalitz mill?
That's the one. I don't know what state it's in now. There used to be a stock of charcoal and smelted silver there.
A silver store? Could there really be any left?
I doubt it. I'd be surprised if it was still standing at all.
What about these waterworks? What's there?
A stamping mill and washing troughs. They're on the bend in the river below the castle. You can't miss them. There are big tanks and equipment all around.
You said mine gallery. Just one?
Boy, there's such a maze there that it would take a week to crawl through the place. There's only one gallery I'm interested in, at the foot of the hill by a small fish pond.
Why just that one?
Because I was expecting to find a scene there. All the indications pointed to it. So if anyone is stealing silver, it'll be right there.
Should I be expecting trouble then?
Well, I definitely wouldn't treat the job like a visit to church on Sunday. You could find yourself facing that pack of hungry dogs trailing the army, or a band of brigands.
I see. Well, you and Sir Radzig can rely on me. That's all clear. I'll get going.
Good luck then.
Yo solo. Porque por aquí no puedo robar. Que necesito dinero. Dinero como sea.
Hey, who's that?
Nadie. Bien. Allá es difícil. Hay soldados rondando por todas partes. Lo veo bastante, así que... ¿Qué coño hace Sirjanos caminando por aquí? Este va a las putas. Este va ahí dentro, seguro. A ver. Necesito dinero.
Hey, lad. Don't you want a little wager on...
Cállate.
God be with you.
I've got some goods here whose owners might miss them.
All right. Let's see what we can do about that. Take care.
A ver. Esto. Flecha de casa. Esto. Más cosas. Quieta, quieta.
I've got some goods here whose owners might miss them.
All right. Let's see what we can do about that. God be with you.
Algo es algo. Pero... Y me cierra la puerta. Maleducada. Pero... ¿Qué tengo? Esto lo quiero tener. Las armaduras que tengo. A venderlo. Cientos y pico. Se salva. Claro. Sí, esto. Ah, y esto. Una talpa que la quiero. Vaya por Dios. Nivel. Esta. Tampoco. Chacho. Ah, y la pluma no vale nada. No queda.
Hey,
I've got some goods here whose owners might miss them.
all right. Let's see what we can do about that.
Good luck then.
Ahora, 21 monedas. Anda ya. 38. Qué estafado, Pues me lo quedo. Recuerda. Tengo que ir aquí. Yo estoy a tomar por culo. estoy aquí, supuestamente. Aquí. Tío, otra misión. Sí. Esa es esta. Espera. No me jodas. Ese es el... Pasa. Lo voy a ver si voy a...
How were you brought up? Don't you know you have to have a light after dark?
Pero el gilipollas, ¿no? Yo voy a dormir.
You can't just walk around in the dark.
Ala.
You have to have a light. It's the law.
Que sí, que me dejen en paz.
What do you think you're doing? Don't you know it's forbidden to go around at night without a light of any kind? You should have thought twice about what you're doing. That will land you a fat fine.
Just my luck. Look, I can't tell you any more. The fate of the whole empire hangs in the balance between King Wenceslas and King Sigismund. High politics, you know? Not a peep to anyone.
Well, I thought... That is, I had no idea. If that's how it is, of course you may go.
Joder. Vete a molestar a otro. Venga, larga de mi cama. Espero que no aparezca en un sitio raro. Ups. Ah, muy difícil. Oye, esto llego. Esto. What the love? Uy. Ahí te queda cerdito. Necesito pasta. Le vendo eso al tío para arreglar las armaduras, por lo menos. Porque un golpetazo me va a proteger una mierda.
Yeah. How are you?
Pues vengo a darte... Vender cosas
I've got some
robadas.
goods here whose owners might miss them.
All right. Let's see what we can do about that. God be with you.
Esto. Para... Qué raca. Qué rata. Antes. Allí. Levanta. Deja una mierda. Cortan aquí. Aquí. Ah, ese es un... Voy a probar suerte. Mano. Es un banderero. Mano es un comerciante.
What is it?
You look like a well-traveled man. And I could use a man like that. It's a little complicated. Let's just say I know where there's some riches buried. And you could persuade me to share that knowledge with you. For a reasonable price, needless to say.
Sounds a little fishy to me. How do you know about it?
Well, it's a bit of a long story. My sister married a fellow from Colin, and he was a knacker, so there was hell to pay. Anyway, this fellow's sister... No, wait. That's not it. He was from Cuttenberg, not Colin. And he wasn't a knacker, but a bathhouse attendant.
All right. I don't need to hear your family's entire history. I don't get it. Why don't you just get the treasure for yourself?
The thing is, it's a bit out of the way, and with all that's happening in the country, the roads ain't safe, never mind the forests. So I'd rather leave the joys of exploring to someone bolder than me.
That's a rather wild story. But worth a try.
Excellent. Here, take this. And I wish you good fortune in your search.
Sea una mierda, lo mato. Ensasago. Okay. Te perdono, comerciante. Vale. Estoy por aquí. Estoy aquí. Mierda. Ahí está el campamento. Joder. Campamento del cubo. Mira el campamento del cubo. Hay bandido. Y ganar dinero.
I'll be with you. I'm looking for Sakuno. Sakuno? Baron Rickvold. Isn't this his camp?
You won't get nothing out of him. You must be Radzig's man. I heard he was supposed to send someone.
Yes, Sir Radzig sent me as a guide. I'm Henry.
I'm Jakey. And this here fella, we call the Stone.
I can see why. What's up with him? Cat got his tongue?
No, more like the dog got it. The executioner's dog. When the executioner ripped it out of him. Anyway, you better come along with me. I'll introduce you to the other fellas. And the chief. These here are the Bearman brothers. Petter and Jan. They're a barrel of laughs, except when they're too drunk to string two words together. Like now. Don't get on the wrong side of them, though. When their blood is up, well, it ain't a pretty sight.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, I'm sure.
Never mind the fancy poses, Stefan. You're trying to kill the fucker, not teach him how to dance. And you, Dangler, stand your ground. Don't let him lead you round by the nose.
Sir? Well, sir, this is Henry. From Lord Kobler.
Ah, it's about time Radzig got round to this. We need someone who knows their way around these parts. Leave off with the bowing and curtsying. We don't hold with that tomfoolery here. Jakey! Where the hell are you sneaking off to? Go to the farm and get water. The lads are thirsty.
But I went last time.
And you'll go next time, you ungrateful pup. Get your ass moving. Snot-nosed brat. You pull them out of a pile of shit, and they thank you with back talk. Where were we? Oh yeah. We need a guide who knows these parts. So I hope I can rely on you, Herman.
That's Henry.
Right. And as I said to Radzig, I don't want to carry any dead weight. We could find ourselves in some very tight situations where every sword counts.
I know how to handle a sword, all right?
I've heard a lot of fellas say that. They still ended up on the wrong end of one. We'll find out. Stefan, take a break. Dangler, let's find out what Harold here can do.
Vamos a ver.
No problem, Chief.
Va a pegar una paliza, pero... Ahorca. ¿Cómo da, coño? Su puta madre.
Take that!
Con su puta madre.
Blood will...
Yes, yes, yes. Qué buena. Yes.
Sorry, lad, but like I said, I need someone who can handle a weapon well, and that's not you.
What? You're not going to take me?
No, you just hold us back. But maybe you're just having a bad day. We'll be camping here for some time yet, so if you can whip yourself into shape, come back again, and we'll see.
Oh. Right. Thanks. Tell me something about yourself.
What do you want to know?
How did you and Jan end up with Kuno?
Me and my brother been riding with coin men since we was little. This was just another mercenary band for us. But Kuno seemed like a decent kind of fellow who'd treat us fair.
Can you tell me something about yourself?
What do you want to know?
Why do they call you Dangler?
Because Kuno found me dangling on the end of a rope.
Ah, I see. So, he saved you from execution?
I wouldn't call it an execution exactly. At the time I was squire to the Lord of Buzitz. There was a proper knight for you, full of ideals and honour. I looked up to him as a hero. Then in one skirmish he was killed, and the foe took me captive. They stood me on a shaky wooden cross with my hands tied behind my back and a noose around my neck, for amusement. Then they rode off laughing.
But how long were you stuck there?
I couldn't tell you. Hours, maybe days. In the end, everything started going black. I could feel the devil pulling me down by the legs.
Jesus! How on earth did you survive?
I didn't. When Kuno found me, he says I was dead as a doornail. They cut me down and took the rope off me. Then someone gave me a kick and I coughed and came back to life. Sort of.
Sir Kuno, can you tell me something about yourself?
Drop the sir. That title brought me nothing but grief. But what do you want to know?
Sir Radzig told me the Rickvold family lost its wealth. How did that happen?
There's all sorts of ways to become impoverished. Nothing easier. Especially when your father's a fool and your mother's mad as a bat.
Oh.
But it's a long and twisted story. We took our name from Rickvold Castle, but that actually belonged to the convent of the Poor Clares in Tynitz, and my father only leased it. You see, he knew the abbess there since they were young. Knew her very well. There was even talk that she only joined the order because her family wouldn't let her marry him. Anyway, whether he was fucking her right there in the convent, or he just took a lot of interest in scripture, he spent an awful lot of time in Tynitz.
Oh, he might have been after a bit of both.
Sinning and confessing all in one place. Well, I can see the convenience of it. Anyway, my mother never had strong nerves. Truth be told, her sanity was always shaky. Pa's escapades drove her cuckoo entirely. Then, one frosty December morning, I was woken by screaming and smoke. I looked out the window. I saw my mother there, in the courtyard, wreathed in flames. Behind her, the stables, the farm buildings and the tower were burning too. And she just stood there, shrieking with laughter.
Christ, that sounds like a scene straight out of hell.
Hellish it was, I can tell you. Me and my sister Adela and a few servants managed to get out before the whole place went up. I couldn't get to my father. Or my little brother. Poor lad was only 7. My sister and I were left destitute after the fire. Then my cousin, Adam of Drevich, took us into his castle. A few weeks later, he offered to buy what was left of our estates and sell me a small fortress near a Kovnik. It was a great relief. We suddenly had some hope of a future again. So I told my sister about it. And it was the biggest mistake of my life. A week later, the two of them announced to me they were getting married. And all that was left of our estates, lands, woods, villages, Adela was to get it all as her dowry.
But surely that was for you to decide. You were the head of the family, right?
Aye. Only I barely had 17 years under my belt, and I'd just lost everything. Of course, I argued with them, and that was the only excuse they needed to kick me out of Drevich too.
That's pretty harsh.
You're telling me. But I'm not complaining. As my pa always used to say, if you can turn your hand to something, you'll never be lost. I doubt it ever crossed his mind how often I'd remember those words.
What about your debt to Sir Radzig? How did that come about?
A twist of fate, lad. I was fighting in the hostilities between the House of Schallenberg and the town of Colleen. Some trade dispute it was, and I fought under the Schallenberg colours. In the end, the two sides negotiated a truce, and I rode to Colleen with the delegation that was to parley there. We stopped off at an inn on the way, and it was there that I met Radzig Kobyla. I could tell at first sight he was a man after my own heart. A likeable rogue, with a sharp mind and a merry soul. We spent the whole night drinking together and talking, and in the morning we set off together, with sore heads, but in good temper, since he was travelling the Colleen same as I was. Only, once we reached the city gates, they arrested me on the spot. Seems the burghers had it in for me, since I'd been making their lives hell for a good 6 months. On the other hand, I was a member of the peace delegation, so by rights, they shouldn't have even looked at me sideways. And then it hit me why Radzig was there. Colleen is a royal city, so he was there to represent the king's interests.
I see. So he was on the other side.
That's right. Anyway, they threw me in a dungeon, and a few days later word reached me that the Schallenbergs had reached an agreement with the burghers. Only part of the deal was they would give them my head. And I'd surely have ended my days swinging from the town battlements if it hadn't been for Radzig. He liked me, and he could see it was a dirty trick, so he somehow squared things with the city council.
Lucky for you.
Indeed. I owe my life to Radzig, and I'll never forget it. He's asked me twice before for help. This is the third time, and how could I refuse him?
Sir Radzig told me the Rickvold family lost its wealth.
There's all sorts of ways to become impoverished.
Oh.
But it's a long... You see... Anyway.
Oh.
Sinning and... Then, one frost...
Christ.
Hellish it was. My sister and I were left... A few weeks later, it was a great relief. A week later...
But surely that...
Aye. You're telling me?
I'd like to ask about your men.
Ask away.
Así me ocurre.
Poor lass. Probably took you for an idiot. And you're the only one of us who can read.
I want to challenge you again.
If you like. Reckon you've improved?
I reckon I have.
We'll see then. Maybe if you're lucky, I'll have got worse. Let's do it then.
Ojalá. Ojalá.
Sorry, lad, but like I said, I need someone who can handle a weapon well, and that's not you.
What? You're not going to take me?
No, you just hold us back. But maybe you're just having a bad day. We'll be camping here for some time yet, so if you can whip yourself into shape, come back again, and we'll see.
Oh. Right. Thanks.
You